those who are following on to my YouTube channel. As I said in the previous video, that we are going to look at the primary source of information as one of the terminologies used in the information literacy. Our primary source of information, here we shall look at the definition of the primary source of information. We go and look at the characteristic and some of the examples of the primary source of information. The definition, we shall look at the definition, we look at the characteristic, we look at some of the examples. The definition of primary source of information is the direct, as I mentioned earlier in the previous video, that the primary source of information is the direct or the first-hand piece of evidence created at the time of event. We know that this primary source of information, these are the information got at the scene or at the place operated when that event is taking place. For example, we have the office record. Now, when you are there in the office and you are communicating maybe to someone in that office, remember maybe your work or your words are being recorded. That one turns to be the primary source of information. The one who is recording was just speaking straight away from what you were telling him or her in the office. That is official records as one of the example of the primary source of information. Under the primary source of information, we say that we are going to look at the characteristic of the primary source of information. First of one of the characteristic primary source of information we have, they are originality. The information got or the information got from the primary source of information, they are original. They are not duplicate and they are not photocopied. It's the first hand. That's why the word first hand piece of evidence. The originality is the first to provide information about a particular event. It's the first. Like for instance, this says that you are now at the field and there is inter-team or the inter-class or the inter-faculty competition. So you are just speaking there and then, that's the originality. But when someone took the page and posted it there on WhatsApp or somewhere else, then that's now become a secondary source of information. As we normally say that the secondary source of information is always got from the evaluation of the primary source of information. Another one, we have the raw data. The raw data. Information as this is that the raw data just means that something that has just been kept. So it's often present raw information, the information that is not processed. Like when an accident took place on the road and you are just there immediately and you saw that accident at the scene, that's said to be the raw information. No one had added anything on that information, but you had just picked it at the right time or at the where the event took place. As the definition said, it's the evidence created at the time of the event. We have the unmediated event. Unmediated event. There is no interpretation from another person. It's the evidence itself. So there's no need for someone now to start come and explain to you that this happened like this happened like this. It's its own event. It does not interpret from other person. Remember, you are at the scene and you had observed what had happened. So there's no need for someone again to come and start interpreting these things to you that what this was happening like this, yet you were also there. So that's why we say that's no interpretation from another person and it's evidenced by itself. Now, as I said there, that we are going to look at some of even the examples of the primary source of information. Example of the primary source of information here. Here we have the novel, we have a poem, we have personal letters and official records. As I give you as the example, if you had recorded something, it doesn't, when you record in the office, automatically it becomes the official records. Thank you guys for watching my videos. Always follow my YouTube channel, subscribe, like, but not forget to subscribe in order to you to be following my videos. The next video we're going to look at the secondary source of information into detail, as we mentioned earlier in the previous video. So we're going to look at the sources of information one by one as I this one now.